I am Handsome Dan, and I'm here this week with a couple guys from up in New England. I think you guys are from Boston, huh? Boston-ish area?
Western Mass.
Western
Yeah,
Mass?
we're Western Mass. We're
Okay.
about an hour and a half from Boston.
Okay, cool. Gotcha. All right, well,
The part that nobody wants to go to.
that's fair. I spent, what was it, 4 years in Boston, and I don't think I ever ventured any further beyond Boston area, so...
Yeah, I saw that. I was going to ask you because your YouTube channel is like Boston Red Sox or something.
Yeah, I went to BC for a few years, so that's my connection to Boston. But I haven't formally introduced you guys yet. So with me today, I have Erik Stenberg.
Hello, Dark Erik.
Yes, aka Dark Erik, and I also have Mike D, aka V Power, with me.
Hey, how's everyone doing?
And we're gonna play a little bit of L5R for you guys today, and show you some stuff with some Scorpion action and some Lion here. So we'll take a look at Erik. I have your deck list open first, and you know we're playing some more fun decks. It looks like this time.
Oh hell yeah!
So Erik, your deck is called the Slaughter Mill. I like this title already. So tell me what it's about. What you got?
So I name all my decks after Wu-Tang Clan songs, and I spent a long time trying to find something that would work with a mill deck, and then I stumbled upon this, and it's perfect.
Okay.
So we are trying to play like mono red mill, splashing Phoenix for kind of display of power, but actually just splashing Phoenix for 3 Oracle Stones because it says mill 2.
Yes, it does say that.
Trading on the Sand Road says mill 4, and then I can do cool things like maybe try and lock in my bid one higher than his, and then keep it locked in for the rest of the game with the Trading on the Sand Roads, like chaining those, and running those into a card that I've never played before, Infiltrator, because that says mill 1, and you get to cast the card.
Oh wow, okay, yeah. I mean, there's definitely a lot of cards in here that I have to mouse over because I don't remember exactly what they do. Like this licensed quarter card. What does this say?
When you win mill 1.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And...
Unlimited.
Okay, yeah.
Bro,
So
I'm gonna spend half the game reading these fucking cards.
it's possible.
There was a lot more jank in it before, but I cleaned it up a little bit.
Yeah, look, I mean, there's definitely a lot of stuff in here that is, pretty standard Scorpion stuff, and
Yeah, unfortunately, there's only so much you can push it down the mill theme because there's not enough really cards to Thankfully, there's not enough cards to push it into a real archetype because usually mill archetypes are either unplayable trash or oppressively overpowered, and there's this weird switch where it's never in the middle. It just goes from really bad to really good all of a sudden. So I'd rather it be really bad, but
okay, yeah, I can get down with that.
yeah.
And of course, everyone's favorite cards for the mill archetype. We've seen these cards around before. The old soft skin. This card was actually seeing some play kind of recently because people thought it was good tech for tower. That kind of fizzled out pretty quickly. But we also have my favorite card in the mill archetype, which is the Heartless Intimidator. So I like this card a lot. You lose an honor every time you discard a card.
Yeah, he's really
Or
good.
sorry, it's the other way around. It's you discard a card every time you lose an honor.
Yeah, and Seppin Truthseeker does double duty and milling your opponent as well. It's interesting.
Yeah, so no, definitely cool little deck to see. And meanwhile, for Mike, let's go ahead and take a look at your deck. This is called Goonies Never Die, and I would have to imagine that this is inspired by our old friend Shay Ramsey and his endeavors in the Lion Swarm format.
Yeah, I know Shay's been trying to make Swarm work for since the start of the
3
game.
years.
So I figured I wanted to play around with those who serve format with instead of running all the 1-drops, I'm running all the 2-drops instead, so I can still get the value out of it. And I'm just trying to make sure that the Goonies never die with the Prepare for Wars and the Strengthen or the Call to War and the for Gurglers.
Okay, yeah, cool. So one of the things about those who serve is so this card recently received an errata, and I think it has been adjusted on the preview image here on Bushi Builder. So it says reduce the cost to play each character by 1 to a minimum of 1. It used to be 0, right? So you could just play a whole bunch of stuff for free, and then you wouldn't have to worry about your economy because you just played a whole bunch of free stuff, right? But now that it has been changed, you can't really do the same kind of impressive thing with one drops. But luckily for Lion, I guess, is that they have a lot of pretty neat two drops that you can still get value from. So I see, you have like the Cenurian here, and like the Swift Spear, and the Battle Aspirant, and Gohei. Have you played around with Gohei a lot?
Yeah, I've been playing this deck just to kind of get a feel for it, on a couple different accounts, just to figure out what's going. And he's surprisingly really good.
Yeah, anything that says "don't bow" pretty much is a winner in my book.
Yeah.
He's definitely one of those cards that was really cool whenever he first got previewed. But then he just didn't really have a home in any deck that I could build. But this looks like it would be the one to make home for him. So also it looks like you have all like the restand stuff in your conflict side with the attachments, those take up commands and the Tessens.
Yep. So basically, try to keep them in. I'm not running in those who serve or in service to my lord. God, there's so many serve cards.
Yeah.
I'm not running in service to my lord because I don't really have the uniques to like kind of key off it, and I'm not towering. So that should also give Erik. He's poor Erik's been beaten up by those who serve for a while.
Yeah, and so obviously this stronghold is running Yoji no Shiro, but do you think that whenever the new stronghold comes out, would that be better for this deck, or do you think that you still want the military buff from Yoji no Shiro?
I almost made this HMT. Like,
Okay.
real talk, like with my testing, like I almost made it HMT, but then it's like goes against the theme of the Goonies never dying.
Okay, that's fair.
but
Yeah, I
yeah,
guess they have to die to.
I feel like for sure you hot swap it to the new one once this comes out.
I actually think most Lion decks should be swapped into the new one, just because the new one's also really good with Tower. But this deck 100% swaps to the new one. Like I bring in the new Scenery and the new Stronghold 100% when those come out.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to those cards coming out relatively soon. I think it's gonna be Pack 4, so hopefully whenever all this quarantine stuff is over, we get those released in a timely fashion and get to play around with some of the new stuff. But while we're waiting on that, we can go ahead and start off on this game. You guys, what happened to the game?
We're in it waiting for you.
Oh,
It looks like Dark Erik has disconnected.
Oh,
Yes.
let me try and make another one.
Yep. Okay.
Same password. Do you see it?
All right, I'm hopping in.
Cool. So before we go, shout out to Wobbs, W0BBS on Jigoku, and Yogo Araeda is his name on the L5R Discord because he is the mill god who has helped me put together the deck.
Nice. Cool. Yeah.
I like to watch his games for fun when I'm like relaxing because he has played probably like the most mill games out of anybody on the planet.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of like cool, interesting Scorpion characters out there, especially on Jigoku. Like, they're players who play like very like one kind of like niche archetype a lot, and it's very fun to just like peep their games and just see what kind of crazy stuff they've brewed.
Wow, I already don't know what to do. Holy shit. Masper Whisperer mills you for 3. Let's go.
Oh, let me go ahead and enlarge this. Yeah, so I guess for the mill deck specifically, right? Like, what kind of stuff are you looking for at the beginning?
Well, I mean, obviously you always want to play a liar.
Of course.
And, like, obviously I'm going to mulligan everything in my hand that isn't DOP or Assassination. But after that, like, I feel like I've seen him, Wobbs, like, usually load up an Intimidator to walk through the whole game with, which is something I'm thinking about. I'm definitely not going to play like a Shoju, so this flop kind of decided my game for me for now.
Okay. I just want to point out how ludicrous it is that there's four there's 4 things on this province right now, and they're all bleeding over into the play area.
Yeah, City of the Rich Frog's an interesting card, huh?
Yeah, it's definitely a nightmare to play with in paper too. There's just so much card all over the place.
So I made sure to save money to Season of War because I'm a piece of shit, and he told me that he's playing Those Who Serve. So I was going to camp on that in case he played one. But now that he's played a guy for 2, I think I can pass.
Yeah, I think you're kind of safe at this point. Mike, as far as fading your guys, do you ever, especially in a matchup like Scorpion, right, where like you know that assassination's out there? Like, what do you do when you're fading your people? Do you put any fade on them at all in this kind of deck, or do you just sort of just keep on playing dudes raw?
So it's going to kind of depend on the situation. It's going to depend where the honor totals are at. Like right now, this early, I'm not going to fate them because I don't want to give him the assassination advantage. I'm
Essentially,
trying to buy,
it boils
like,
down
three
to
guys.
all of them or none of them, right? Like, if
Yeah,
you play
either-
2 guys, you can fade both, or you can fade neither. But fading one is never right?
Yeah, because it just gives you the intrinsic value. Like it's going to give you your target. So pretty much what I'm doing here is like with the double Zentaro, I'm trying to get as much guys on the board so I can guarantee that I get like a Zentaro overlay off. Like even if you break one of these provinces, I'm going to get the other one.
Killer Squid saying, "Oh my God, why are your images so big?" I like to do this because there's a lot of negative space if you just leave it zoomed out like this. So I zoom in a couple times just so that way. It makes it feel more like an actual playing board, right? Where
I bowed City, and it like the game, froze, and it highlighted my Intimidator, and I'm like, what does it want me to do? I don't understand. I get to mill him. Let's go.
all right, we're starting out. We got one
We're
card.
25% of the way there already.
All right, we got that take up command. It's in the discard now.
30. He's got 30 cards left. We're doing it, boys. We're doing it live. And then we're gonna let him get his Gifted Tactician trigger to draw a card. Oh my god, I'm so deep in his head.
Like normally I always slam Earth here first, but I don't want to. Like I don't want to draw cards now.
Yeah, you do. Man, I sure can't win this. He's real big dead.
Yeah, that Shoju is definitely 100% going bye-bye.
Fine.
So I also just noticed that this deck is on Keeper of Earth. Is there any particular reason for that, or just pretty much?
Essentially, like, if there's no other card that I'm interested in taking, which in Scorpion there really isn't any, all of our Rollout cards for the most part are not good. So, like, if we're just evaluating a Keeper roll, Keeper of Earth is the best one because getting Keepers on Earth Rings is the best.
Yeah, that's fair. And plus, you guys have like Effective Deception as a substitute Earth Province for
Right.
Upholding, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to play that anyway, but, yeah. Oh, no.
Oh no. I feel like there are only so many reasons you could have been attacking with all 3 Bushi at the same time.
I'm in trouble.
Is this the dreaded double tack off a one tack play?
Yeah, that is certainly a possibility. And so, for those who are watching who are not aware, if you disguise over a character who has attachments, then if the attachments are giving abilities to the character, then you're able to use the attachment a second time, since technically it's a new character using the ability. So for Tactical Ingenuity, for example, it says the attached character gains this action. So since you already used it once with a Gifted Tactician, that's a different usage than whenever the Zentara would use it.
We're learning new things. I didn't actually know that either.
Oh, well, there you go. Whew, boy.
Yeah, stuff's
100%.
really...
Totally not a
really
tower
happening.
deck.
Stuff sure is happening, huh?
Yeah. Well, one of the benefits about playing against Yoji Nishiro also is that you know that there's pretty much only that one real military burst, and you don't have to worry too much about like the political stuff, right? So it's very difficult for this deck to gain a lot of political stat. There's not a whole lot going for it in that regard.
Yeah, the integrity, Samurai of Integrity being just a base 3 blue
That is
is a
pretty
problem,
big.
but
Fortunately, you are on a pilgrimage though, so
yeah, he's really got to work to get over this hump.
Yeah, I'm being like completely fateless right now. I'm pretty much not going to get over the hump, but I'm still going to be able to take the air ring off the table for and get the favor. Until like Sadako gets dropped right now. Oh!
oh no, the sneak. The empty
Oh, you
sneak.
don't have any money. Oh no, I'm
You fool! I literally just said I don't have any money.
Now you have the money. Darn. Oh, another mill.
Beautiful.
Sometimes you got to play a naked sneak. What are you gonna do? You know.
Hey, look,
Yeah,
here's-
won you the favor.
yeah, I got you the favor.
Do you keep another Heartless? You gotta, right? What's better than one? Two, right?
Yeah, you mill 2 cards each turn
Yeah.
instead of it's unlimited, right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm legit just going to start calling that dude Kalima.
All right, so while you guys are going through the dynasty phase here, talk to me a little bit about y'all's local scene, because I know that New England as a whole is one of like the biggest areas in terms of like player base for L5R. But I know you guys are a little bit separated from some of the other guys, but how does that
Especially
work out?
Massachusetts and New Hampshire are definitely the two hot spots. Basically, if you live anywhere from, we'll exclude Maine because Maine's pretty big, but New Hampshire, Vermont, Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and even like the Albany area of New York, when the world isn't ending and we're not on complete lockdown, there's a store within an hour to 90 minutes of you every weekend having a tournament.
Yeah.
So
That sounds pretty
we
awesome.
we have basically become like a wandering band of L5R players who are pretty much constantly driving all over New England every weekend to play.
Yeah, you got like 3 like primary hubs. You got the Meat guys up at in Lebanon in their area. Then you've got Midgard Comics, Black Moon Comics, which is where powerful Mark Armitage resides. It is a den of craziness. And then you've got the Gardner Game Nights, which is kind of like one of the more central locations. And then you've also got like Turn 4 out in Worcester. So we've got pretty much events whenever we want.
Yeah, I know. Like back when we had the Elemental Championships, like last year.
Yeah, we have
You guys had.
we
like,
have the biggest non-Kote event in North America. Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
the first EC we had 44 people.
37. It was
37.
37, 32, and 30 were our 3 biggest.
So how do you guys handle like local nights and stuff like that? Like, do you just like go out to like a store each week, or
Well, as we talked about, me and Mike kind of live in like the boonies, so it's actually been super cool for us because we started transferring over to doing local nights on Jigoku. So like everybody's getting involved now, which is really cool because before we pretty much couldn't participate in local, like a get together and play night.
Yeah. No, that's definitely pretty awesome.
So we're doing like Tuesday night, New England L5R, get milled for $1 billion. You're gonna lose, Mike.
Dude, I'm shaking.
I don't think I'm gonna win, but I think you're gonna lose. There's a difference.
I'm
Alright.
living off the one province a turn break here.
What do we do? We send these two guys here. Try that on for size. But yeah, the New England area used to be a big thriving part of the community. Unfortunately, there's no real like big events up in the Northeast outside of PAX Unplugged, which comes with its own like suite of problems that makes it like a hard event to participate in. But you know, we went to Worlds last year and brought 20 people.
Yeah, there were quite a few of you. I know also at Gen Con as well. There were a lot of
Yeah.
in too.
I would not be surprised if we were like one of the bigger like contingents of people to go to Worlds.
Yeah, for sure. At least from the North American region, right? So.
Yeah.
Well, Zentaro's about to go for a swim.
Oh.
Get utterly owned.
Oh, and you get to build
Wow.
2 cards.
We're doing it. What? He's playing good cards. That's not fair.
Bro, you literally just got like a 6-for-1 value trade.
I sure did. I'll do it again.
And he even got the fate back from that Fury too.
Oh my god. Oh no.
Uh-oh. Well,
He's got another for greater glory.
yeah. Well, you
I mean, he
saw
got-
it last turn actually.
Yeah, I know. He got it off the whatever that card's called.
Yo,
Ingenuity.
tactical ingenuity.
Tactical dactical.
So, Mike, in your mind, what has been stopping Swarm from being a viable archetype in this game, and why do you think it's different now, or do you think it's different now at all?
I think it's getting there. I think we're getting just a couple of additional cards, like Elegantess and Take Up Command. Those are like 2 really kind of key pieces to helping Swarm. The problem is the Swarm just gets gassed so hard. Because you have to keep slamming 5 bids, you have to be greedy with your cards. So, like, if at any point you start losing gas, then you're just gonna die. Fucking killing my go ahead.
I mean, he doesn't bow, dude.
I know. That's the point.
This is sick as hell. Ready? You ready? I'm gonna DOP this Void Ring.
Oh,
What are you gonna
no.
do? Go ahead, put some in front of you guys. It's fine. Yeah.
Well,
Oh! Hmm. You can probably attack again, huh? You think? But if I go water, and then it just leaves the 2 best rings on the table. I'm very excited for next turn, Mike.
I'm sure you are. I'm gonna fucking die.
Man. I think I have to do this, even this is the one that I like the least. You know, I take an air, I get Earth Ringed. I really don't actually care if I get Earth Ringed that bad.
And air also mills me 2 cards.
Actually, about you 4 cards.
It would be 4 cards, actually. Yes, you're right.
Move!
Come on, man.
I can't let you mail me 4 cards, bro. You convinced me.
Come on, man. Oh, kick it.
Oh.
Oh no.
Damn, if you kicked it, I'd mill you. Oh, I'm still milling you. We're getting it. Oh, yes. Oh, let's go.
Oh, this is pretty sick. There's about to be a lot of cards discarded here. Oh no!
Yeah, Mike is doing everything he can to not let me have fun. Mm.
Okay. So that's pretty sick there. Call to War, a new card that came out pretty recently in the Clan War set. It's pretty powerful because it basically just says put a fate in one of your characters. And so the downside is supposed to be that your opponent can give you an honor and do the same effect on a Bushi character. But it turns out that most decks don't actually have that many Bushi, at least compared to Lion, right? So.
Am I dead here? I think I'm dead.
Oh, did you just die?
No, I backhanded him to mill, like a mill 2 before my Intimidator dies.
Oh, okay, that's fair. Will we see another Intimidator, though? The Hatless Intimidator.
Oh, but Master Whisperer.
Alright, so no Season of War, so we're going big this turn.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah. I did not draw a censure.
Yeah, there definitely are a lot of large military bodies on the board right now. So one of the things about Yoji Shiro is that it sort of has this military inevitability, right? And so you can sort of put your opponent on this like 4-turn clock, where
Yoji Shiro says like you will die on turn 4 if we get to turn 4.
correct.
But like Lion as a faction says that all the time anyway, because it's just like you can't defend your box against Lion, you know?
Right, and that was sort of one of the big shortcomings of Lion for a while, was that they were just so heavily focused on military, and that every card that they got was so redundant to the point where it was very lopsided as far as what you could do, and anybody who could stop you on military, or at least contest it, was sort of, it's completely shutting you down.
Oh my god, I just felt so powerful backhanding an opponent.
Yeah, some weird stuff's happening right now.
Oh, you play trading on the Sandra.
I was wondering when you were going to say anything.
I didn't see it. Oh, man.
I got a Miyamoto's Fury off him.
Okay, yeah, that is pretty dope.
I have to win this air ring, otherwise I'm dead, huh?
I think you're just dead. No?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't think you've used this Master Whisperer yet.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I'm just dead, huh?
Exactsies.
Exactsies. And so I guess Eric actually could have killed you at some point already.
Yeah, no, I
But-
passed and then I was like, oh, oops.
But we can see what's underneath there.
It's an effective deception.
Oh, yeah, you're mega dead then.
Yeah, this guy will block. I'll target Michael.
Alright, yeah, so he's going to have to discard 3 and draw 3, and with only 1 card left in your conflict deck, that means you're going to have to reshuffle, and you've died.
Bro, I got milled.
The power of Mill.
Oh no, we can't publish this. People might think it's actually playable.
Oh no, that's the point though, right? We want people to see. Yeah, it's this whole series is not necessarily just about what's the best deck or whatever. It's about playing different decks and just seeing how to play different stuff and giving people ideas for being creative and that kind of thing too. And just sitting down with some good players and also working through the games and figuring out lines of play, lines of thought, and that kind of thing. So
If you think about this game as well, like if that is the new box, I might be dead already.
I think you're 100%
With a stand on Ingenuity every turn, like
yeah, it's pretty nuts though. Especially if you get like a take-up command on him or like on Senuri or something like that, and you can just keep on pulling more people in to the point where you actually have stats to contest on political. Then it definitely becomes pretty scary.
Yeah,
So-
like all I needed was one of my restands to stick. Like if the tactical stuck for the second turn, if I had drawn one of the Tessins, if I had new box, just anything to stand up the little dudes. Like I think Swarm is getting very close to being like very dangerous.
Yeah,
Like the fact that this Matsu Berserker has been around the entire game and I bought him on turn 1.
Yeah, for sure. All right, we can go ahead and play a second game just to see how it
for sure.
pans out the second time around.
Yeah, give me 2 minutes. Just gotta say goodnight to my gremlin. I'll be right back.
Sure.
Start up.
Shout outs in the chat to old Huffsta, James Huff.
Hi Huff. He's from New England too.
He is. Oh, wrong password. Did he say his gremlin? Yes, he did say his gremlin. That's his
Yeah,
his son.
Yep.
I thought for a second he said his grandma, and I said, okay, well that's I guess that's fine too. You can also say goodnight to your grandma.
We had a joke when his kid was first born, which was right around when L5R came out, that he kind of looked like Goblin Sneak, which is slowly morphed into Gremlin. We also call him Goblin.
The child looks like Goblin Sneak.
Oh, he did a little bit, yeah.
Okay. Does he have like the same little ponytail thing too that Goblin Sneak has going on?
I don't think so, no. I would not be opposed to it, though.
You can set it up for a Halloween costume. Give him like a little
Sure.
club
Little-
or what? An
That's
arm?
just-
Or...
he's like stealing it like a deer leg. You gotta get like a plastic like ham leg or something. I'm pretty sure that's the art. He's like stealing a deer leg out of a pouch.
Something like that. I no, it's the shuffle goblin is the one who has a hand in his hand.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I want to see some
the
cool...
strictly worse fourth goblin sneak in Scorpion, at least.
Yeah, I'm back. I apologize for that.
No problem.
Whenever I'm building a deck, I'm like, okay, I got my 3 goblin sneaks. Really wish I could play a 4th, so I guess I'll play like shuffle goblin instead.
You are in the wrong spot, Mike.
I win automatically.
But we were just talking about your child while you were gone.
Dude, my kid literally looks like a goblin. Not gonna lie.
I was saying when he was born, like he was born like right around when L5R launched, and he did kind of look like Goblin Sneak when he was around like a year or so old.
Yeah, we were saying you can set him up with a little Halloween costume. Give him that little Goblin Sneak ponytail and everything, and whatever the hell Goblin Sneak is holding in his hand.
It's a sharpened stick. Yeah.
Yo, this is the nuts! Oh my god.
I'm excited to see this.
I'm frightened to see this. Every time Erik gets this excited, like, people die.
Not in real life.
Yes.
Look, it's perfect!
Oh, wow. Yeah, the lovely Toshi Rambo. Give you
He's
that extra
stunned.
value.
He's stunned into silence.
I'm legit trying to figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do.
Yeah, so new card here. The old Dispatch to Nowhere, the one-cost Dynasty event.
God.
This event is bananas. How are you?
It's my
liking it so far?
invitational card. It's,
This
it's
is yours.
insane. It's insane. Basically, like every time I've ever cast this card, I say cast because I've played a lot of Magic. Every time I play Dispatch to Nowhere, it feels like the absolute nuts. And you know what? Like Mike just put a fate on his guy so that I couldn't Dispatch to Nowhere. That's still the
But
nuts.
it's still gonna get assassinated.
Right?
Now
Like
it's gonna
now
assassinate.
it's just going to get shot out of my hand, and it was even worse for him. Like there's so little ways to play around it. It's so good.
It is very strong. Is there a Scorpion deck that you would not put this card in?
I don't think that there's a Scorpion deck that I would not play like 3 of it in. Because even if you don't play it like this, like eventually there is a board state in which guys have no money on them. So like there are times where you'll be playing a game against Dragon and you'll be like dirtling along, yada yada yada, or like Crab, or any deck that plays like big guys, and you're fighting, and then it's going to just randomly happen where you're going to flip a Dispatch on the turn that his guy hits 0 fate, and you will win on the spot.
Like, real talk,
It may just be like bad for the game.
I almost played Those Who Serve just to kind of force you to season, because
Yeah,
I was
and I
like,
would've.
I was trying to do the fate math in my head.
If you do, I would snap season.
But I think it was almost
Because
worth it
I'm
to get rid of
it's
it,
only because I'm first player.
but also just to get rid of the Dispatch.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But the bad thing is that since there are 3 of them, there's a very high likelihood that another one could just pop back up, right?
Right.
Yeah, and a season of war and Dispatch to Nowhere work together, because if you need, like, there'll be turns where like I will craft lines around hitting a Dispatch next flop, which means that like I have 6 copies of it, because if I hit a Season of War, I'll just trigger to flip again. It's crazy.
Yeah, chat right now talking about this fate as a Kevlar vest from saving him from getting shot, but
Yeah, but you'll still die next turn.
I think so.
you know? Or it just makes my Assassinates have even higher value, which again is fine with me.
Yeah. Do you think it's the right play to zero in on a Dispatch to Nowhere if you're the opposing player, or if you see one in your opponent's row,
Yeah.
use it?
Yeah, definitely go hit it.
Yeah, like I already made the call. Like I'm gonna take
Yeah,
the risk
you're
to
gonna all
lead
in.
Toshi Rambo up, but I'm also gonna take the risk. Like I have 2 provinces I want to target this turn because I want to target the season and I want to target the Dispatch because, like I said, I got Those Who Serve in my hand. So if I can clear the season at least, it gives me a chance to fire off a massive Those Who Serve next turn.
Oh, so you are going Dispatch. Okay. Is there any chance in hell I stop you?
Think about what you're saying.
Alright, I won't block. Let's gamble.
It's the old Oracle of Stone.
Soft Skin feels not great against this deck full of little idiots, huh?
Yeah, I guess that's sort of the unfortunate part about soft skin, is right? Is that you want to stick it on a target that is going to be around for a long time and is going to be standing up a bunch, and so In a deck like this, you are going to get the restands, but at the same time, they're all going on little bodies that don't really stick around for very long. Although I
I don't
guess
want to discard
with
any in my hand.
with like the 400 glories and stuff like that, then they are kind of around for a while.
Your boy did not draw the display of power.
So, what I'm doing here is probably something that a lot of people don't know. It's what we call when we play Lion in New England the aggressive shrug. I'm winning, so I'm not playing cards. I'm just aggressively shrugging at whatever he's doing because playing cards just kind of plays into his strategy of like he plays conflict side, I play dynasty side.
The aggressive shrug, I like that.
It's you just look at your opponent and you just aggressively shrug at them like, yeah, what are you gonna fucking do about it?
Oh, V-Power has broken my pilgrimage.
It is sad to lose the pilgrimage, but it is also joyful to see the Dispatch to Nowhere disappear.
Yeah, depending on whose side you're on, that was a good hit. I'm on my side though, so I wasn't super happy about it.
Like this is also kind of key too because now when I go in for this pull attack at his next one, like I do have some pull pumps, so I'm gonna force him to either assassinate the reservist, to like assassinate the zero fate dude, or assassinate the fated dude.
You sure are, champ. Now's about that time, huh? Yeah. Oh, man. Look at these triggers.
Bro, you killed 2 away the lines already.
Were they all just stuff from...
Wait, how?
From fucking milling.
Yo, Heartless Intimidator is putting in an insane amount of work. What pole pumps could he have? Like 2 fans? I guess you got it.
Yeah, you saying that means you have the assassinate, so I'm not gonna play the fans into them.
Right. But if I just pass, and then you pass, it's pretty feels bad. Know what I'm saying?
I do know what you are saying.
I'll use this Wave the Scorpion to soft pass.
I'll just
Pass
aggressive.
to-
I will aggressively shrug.
Alright. He's called me out. God damn it. Were you just lying the whole time? Okay.
This is interesting.
I'm confused.
I wasn't supposed to play that one.
Okay.
I played the wrong one.
Okay. Man, you really got the 2 fans, huh? Kinda sucks.
That's my soft pass.
Oh, I thought he had to move in.
Oh, that's cute.
I mean, he can't move in because
Yeah,
it's
it's ready and
blue,
moved.
but I just figured it'd bow.
Oh, no. I guess since he's
I would have
unable
affected
to
deception.
move.
Oh well. I would have deceptioned that if I knew he would stay standing. That sucks. I got thoroughly blasted. Damn. I've lost the favor. We are in big trouble.
You have, however, milled 3 cards from him.
cool thing about Scorpion now without Forge Edicts and stuff, because we still have to play this card called City of the Open Hand, if you don't win the favor on turn 1, you're just, like, in deep trouble.
You are quite adrift, although, you know, thankfully you have a couple cards that interact with the favor, like this one that just flopped.
Yeah, but this isn't a deck where I can play her and then throw her off a bridge to steal it right away. I have to, like, wait until the end of the turn and, like, do what a card actually says. That's not fun.
Yeah, I completely forgot City of the Rich Frog I had to clear, so that's my oopsie.
Mike's really going hard today.
Yeah, so I imagine in this kind of deck, what you're looking to do is, you know, you don't really care about holding on to anything. There's nothing that you really want to see for a second turn, and so you kind of can just ditch as much stuff from your Dynasty side as you want, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Within reason, I feel, right?
Yeah, there's certain stuff like you want to keep.
Because in this meta now, with everybody running 3 Season of War, you can accidentally die.
That is true. Yeah.
I've seen people accidentally mill, obviously way more than ever in this game, because everybody's playing 3 seasons.
It happened today when Harrison got freaking bailed out against his crab opponent by flopping Season of War.
That is true, yeah. So he managed to dishonor a crab opponent by having Season of War and discarding the crab's last 4 cards to make him mill himself.
That owns. It was all skill.
Look how powerful Mill is in this environment, right?
Bro, we're already halfway there. Nothing's happened yet.
Like, I want the Fate on the Fire Ring, and I also want to go for the Void Ring, but I have to go for the Air Ring. Like, that's where I'm at.
City of the Open Hand, already the best card in the game. Now it steals 1 and makes you mill 1. Wow. Truly an MVP.
It is powerful. It can potentially make you mill 3 if you had 3 of these guys out.
Hell yeah, brother. Now you're speaking my language. Do I have any other ways to draw cards? Hello? Deck? Darn. The old Scorpion technique where you stand at your... or you stare at your 15-card hand, baffled that none of them do anything. It can't be. There has to be something in here. He's attacking with all 3 of them again. What do you think that means?
I don't know. A couple of them have Fate on them already, though, so...
Yeah. Yeah, the difference between 1 and 2 Fate really is nothing, huh? I don't really give a shit. No, you can't go that one. No.
That one doesn't attack.
I have to go that one is the problem, because like at any point in time, like normally when I play against Scorpion, I always look at my honor total and I subtract 3 from it and play around that way.
No, you have to subtract
now I
like
have
8?
to subtract 5. Now I have to subtract 5. So like I'm at 4 honor right now.
It's fine. Sure do wish I drew some displays of power, huh? Big oofs.
Ooh, okay. It's good old Miyako.
Yeah, this is the like the value brand way of the Scorpion that I got at Walmart.
Once again, I just aggressively shrug.
How do I want to do this?
I'm curious what's in this 14-card hand that is
Nothing
unable to be
good.
played. I guess if you have cards like Soft Skin and Infiltrator, then there may be a lot of cards that you actually can't play right now.
Dude, I haven't drawn an Infiltrator yet. You just reminded me. I'm playing that card. That card's sick. Damn. I could be milling him for one.
So now a box.
There we go. Rare footage of the box actually being not overkill in a certain situation.
I'm just proud of myself that I didn't forget about it. Did we just misclick on a take-up command again?
Nope.
Okay.
Okay.
You played the Assassinate, so now I got some tools.
Well, these guys are getting dishonored.
No. My one weakness, prepare for war. He was so prepared. Yeah. We may have lost this battle, but we will win this war.
I feel
With
like I just got
soft
like
skin.
hard baited.
Hey, did you... How come it didn't make him mill?
It
I
did.
discarded 3 cards.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I can read. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool.
You got
Alright,
him down to 15
one.
now.
You've won the day. Yeah, we know you had that. Oh, come on!
Hey man,
Here I am.
at least you got one spot of value out of it.
Here I am trying to have fun. Unbelievable. Dishonor on your family.
Mm. Oh, and so with the disguise mechanic, also since take of command is a give the character this action, now you can actually go ahead and ready the Samurai of Integrity too.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
The wonders of disguised.
Alright, so I can get a Water Ring to stand on my Intimidator. Doesn't really do anything. Fire Ring has a money. Earth Ring's the best ring in the game. Void Ring. If we Void Centauro, we have a chance to flip a Dispatch to Nowhere with a potential reset Season of War to try and flip a Dispatch to Nowhere. See what I'm getting at here?
I do see what you're getting at. I'm getting what you're putting down right now.
See, this Dispatch to Nowhere card is kind of warps the game, huh?
Maybe a little bit.
So I may just accidentally win. Oops.
Yeah, no, that's great. It's fine. It's fair.
See, but maybe I won't hit it though, because if I don't hit it though, then this is by far the worst ring to pick, besides the Water Ring. This one and this one are much better. If I can peer into my mind's eye into the next turn and see that I don't hit the Dispatch.
Well, this is certain. This is you playing with your heart, right? And so you have to believe in something sometimes.
You're right. We're playing Mill. We need to believe. Is there anything else I want to do? Sure.
No defense. Aha.
Damn. Should have sent both guys.
Yeah, if he, I was wondering whether or not he was going to Sun too, because then I'd be.
I
Forced
thought
to-
about it, but I want to be able to block and attack back. I think I should have just sent both. Oh well, I forgot about Fury. Here I am playing cards like Soft Skin. Mike's playing Miyamoto's Fury. It's fine though. It's whatever.
Man, it sounds some salt.
That's fine.
And here we have arrived
We're here.
at the fire ring.
So this just picks up and brings in a 1/1.
So no man left behind.
Yeah. So like I can counter that. Doesn't really make a difference, but it could make a difference. Well, no, 4 and 5. There's no difference. Sure. You got it, champ.
Thanks, friend.
Tactical ingenuity. Yeah, you can mill yourself for 1.
I guess the question is, do you have enough to get over this hump? Can you win this fire ring?
Well, there's this cool card called Ornate Fan, which does a lot.
That is
Yeah,
true.
unfortunately, I don't have it.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely not. You may not leave, sir.
Oh,
No, thank
Sir?
No, thank you.
did one of them get milled by Heartless Intimidator?
Oh, yeah, one did. Strength in numbers, my guy.
I misclicked. I want to do the L5R, just not the Miyako.
How dare he? Oh, you're manual moding? Okay. Interesting. It's gonna be this kind of game, huh?
I literally misclicked.
Mm-hmm. You have won the fire ring. Oh, feels good every time. Naked goblin sneaks. I was not paying attention and didn't sneak his last money. Oh, we're at this impasse again now.
Like sometimes there's those who shoot guns and there's those who don't shoot guns.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta believe in the heart of the cards here.
He didn't.
He 100% didn't, and I'm so beyond thankful.
Bro, you ever won the favor? Shit owns.
Yeah, especially with 7 cards in hand, 2 of them are probably Sentries. I'm gonna remember to clear that city now.
I'm proud of you. Oh no!
He is so mad right now.
Like I said, there's those who shoot guns and there's those who don't shoot guns.
I've betrayed my core self. I can't believe I've done this. Oh,
This is-
that guy has won.
This is where that Ralph meme comes in, where I go, I'm in danger.
See, this guy makes you lose 1, draw 2, and then get milled for an additional 1 because you lost 1. Baby.
That is 6 synergy right there.
Mike's trying to make me shoot his guy. Why is he trying to make me shoot his guy? I mean, yeah, I guess. If I have to.
I didn't want you to shoot Scenery.
Just put a money on her. What? Well, you bet we're trading on the sand road, my friend.
Alright, we're down to 3.
I will not give you an honor.
Do you have oh, you do have a Bushi, okay.
I do, yeah. The only playable Bushi in the clan, pretty much, besides Takeo, who just barely doesn't make it into decks.
Yeah, Chad is ashamed of you for not believing yourself.
Yeah, no, I have lost this game whether I win it or not.
You've lost it in your heart, at least.
Yeah.
I think I might actually just be dead here.
I don't know.
I'm at 2 honor. No, I'll be at 1 honor after Shoji does his thing.
Oh, he already did his thing.
Also,
Right
I
in
have
front of the face.
box. Yeah.
And
Like-
you used box. Okay, yeah. No.
Oh, it tells me you're putting it on Scenery. Yeah, sure. I guess we'll censor that. I don't. Doesn't feel great. I don't know. What other cards did I get? I got a Reservist and a Tessin. Oh, that's not really great. I guess I could steal the Tessin. This is interesting. Perhaps I take this large man and throw him at you.
I mean, Lion really, outside of Tower, Lion really can't stop Shoju.
Yeah, even Tower has trouble stopping Shoji.
Even Tower will struggle against certain builds, right? Like if I honor him,
That's a
he's an
hefty
11.
11 political. Very few clans can get up.
I
that
might not break through you because you'll probably be like 7 or 8, but like I'll win every conflict.
On the Invocation of Ash build that I've been playing with Tower, I can get to about reliably 12 political. But like that's double Ash with either 10k or something else.
Yeah, you got to be loaded up for that to be on there.
Man, that one money is really making me upset.
Like this also sucks too because he's gonna get both money rings this turn because I have to go for the air ring. Because I'm gonna go down to 2, and then he's gonna be able to box me to 1.
I think I have to take the air ring. Oh, I forgot to fate my Miyako. I don't think you can have this. As unfortunate as that is. Yeah.
The one time that Shoju can still be bowed by Fury. But
So I think I got you.
Yeah, I think you got me here too. But well,
You're going to go to 6 from the ring. I'm going to play this card called Infiltrator.
oh my god.
I trigger Infiltrator. You had a Miyamoto's Fury on top. That can go in the graveyard. Now you have 2 cards. Um, I pass. Yes, yes. Take one. I have one card. I'm a fool.
Did you do the math wrong here?
Him having 0 cards, he doesn't die. He has to draw one more.
Correct, yes.
What have I done? Oh, Mike, you're still in it.
Yeah, fucking barely.
I have a backhand, and I thought I'd just like backhand him and he dies. But he'll be at 0 cards. Oh, I'm so sad. Oh, no.
Alright, so we're coming into this province. We already know. Oh, no.
I just gave him the second backhand.
Yeah, you're dead.
Yeah, there's the second backhanded. Draw a card and trigger the Intimidator.
Well, I can't trigger the Intimidator, I don't think, because he has no cards. Yeah, it didn't let me trigger it.
Oh, you're right, okay. Because it just says
Because it happens
discard.
after. It's a reaction, so it would happen after. Yeah.
Right. It says discard the top card, and if I guess it's
Yeah.
eligible thing. All right, yeah. So that's that is mill at work for you guys.
That's where we're at.
So, quick question, I guess. We'll go ahead and start wrapping up here, but just some follow up questions about Scorpion, and just how do you feel about Secret Cash not being on the restricted list anymore? Do you think that this is reasonable, or what's your thoughts on this province as a whole?
I understand what we're trying to accomplish by like maybe trying to give Scorpion something back in regards to like moving forward with putting City of the Open Hand on the restricted list and things like that, but this is like clearly the wrong card. As you guys were talking about before, like Chris won the last Kote, Scorpion won, playing before the throne, and that's probably like objectively one of the worst air provinces to run when you could just have draw a card or gain a money instead. The card's like clearly beyond the curve, and there are other things that you could target to take off the restricted list to give power back to Scorpion, but I think this is what he thought would be like the least rock the boaty. But I think in the top players of the game, this is honestly one of like the most rock the boat cards you could have picked.
Yeah, I just think the ability to look at the top 5 cards, take any of them, and not even have to reveal it to your opponent, is just ridiculously powerful. It's every time.
If this had been printed as like an event or something, because we're the event clan, then at least I have to show it to you. Like I'm never gonna whiff on an event in my 35 event deck, but at least you get some knowledge. I don't know. There's lots of things that I think could have been done. I think the faction, whether it's good or bad, is not in like a super fun place to play right now because so much of your wings are clipped by the restricted list. Like, yes, I still think that the faction is fine to play and like can do some cool stuff, but like all the fun cards that like I got into the game faction for are have a gun to their head.
Yeah,
so
that is fairly true. But fortunately, at least like we know that there are some pretty powerful Scorpion cards coming down the pipe, like the Forgery is coming out soon.
Yeah. And that will help to like fill in a lot of the gaps that a lot of decks feel like they're missing right now. Because like we were talking about before, this clan is like almost a make or break on getting favor now because we have to lean on Censure so hard.
Yeah, that's definitely pretty reasonable, I think. And so, Mike, I guess on your side, playing Swarm, we talked about it a little bit earlier about some future cards that are coming out with like Sonuri and the new Stronghold. Those kind of cards obviously are going to help out Swarm a lot. But what do you think Swarm really needs to crack into the upper echelons of L5R?
I think really what it is like Unicorn's kind of like the prime example of the Swarm clan right now, where they just play so many of their little guys. They have cards like Cab Reserves. Their HMT is much more aggressive and feeds into it. They have a lot more unbow effects. Like you have a Shitomi encampment. Like if you really want to like kind of play a Swarm clan, Unicorn's really the best direction to look at with like what a good swarm clan looks like aggressively, because like if you don't get between 2 to 3 breaks a turn, you're pretty much just eventually going to gas out. Like even right now, like playing against a meme Scorpion deck, like I had to play around multiple different things. Like I just randomly died. Like if I was playing against like Crane, I died to Toshimoko. We all have the meme that New England hates Toshimoko, but like there are cards that just completely and utterly wreck Swarm. Like one card shouldn't destroy an archetype. So, and I think that's kind of like the big thing with Swarm is like getting the multiple restands, getting multiple conflict opportunities. So like you want to look at like an HMT at a Lion, and then just basically kind of the new scenario is going to be key, because like being able to like blank secret cache and effective deception in those like kind of problem provinces is going to be insane.
Yeah.
I mean,
go ahead.
let's be real though. Like you died to City of the Open Hand, right? Like City of the Open Hand old text is just so absurdly not okay.
I love what Tyler's doing. Like Tyler is taking a very aggressive stance with the ban list. He's paying attention to everything else. And I love Scorpion. I just, for the health of the clan, I wish he would just ban City of the Open Hand. They have 2 other very playable boxes. Give them some of their power cards because you ban City of the Open Hand, and like kind of where things go, because this card just wrecks design for Scorpion.
Yeah.
At this point, I would actually like. I've always said that I'm a City of the Open Hand player, not a Scorpion player. That like used to be like a joke, and now I'm to the point where like this card should be banned, because it's clearly like such a design space limiter, and it clearly like stops us from. It funnels us into like certain archetypes and certain factions that are like certain build styles that like it's objectively wrong to play other Scorpion decks because this card exists.
Yeah, I think one of the saddest moments of when we were testing for like World Cup stuff, right, was like when you were playing Seven Stings Keep, and then like the next day we were like, I don't think this is right. I think we should just play City of the Open Hand. And the
first thing we did was like make a tier list of what we should figure out, and like the first thing was like, is City still playable? And then like that night we played some games with like just the Phoenix Splash like Dishonor list, and we're like, fuck. Still good.
It's still
Damn
good.
It.
Oh no.
Damn it.
What's wild is like the game is really getting to like a very unique spot where there's just a ton of variability. Like Lion has 3 viable decks. Like I think Swarm is viable once Pack 4 hits. Tower is still
Lion might have the most viable decks.
Really good. And then, Europe's running the Honor Grinder decks like no one's business, and just like those decks are winning. So it's like they've got 3 like real viable decks right now.
Lion seems like the most fun for deck building. I don't know.
Yeah, I would.
Scorpion is not. Scorpion deck building is the least fun it's ever been.
Right, and it's just because City of the Open Hand is there, and it's just like, well,
right.
Why am I doing
this? The only like red cards I'm putting into my conflict deck, which is the deck I care about, are like backhand Way of, calling in favors, and then I'm like done.
Yeah, I mean, Lion deck building starts 34 conflict. You just do 3 tactical ingenuities and 3 in service to my lords, and then you build from there.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, we all play our broken cards, right?
Mm-hmm. You got to. So one more quick little note before we close up. Just about Mill in general, right? So Mill is obviously kind of popular because like it's very, I don't know. I guess in other games too, people like the concept of Mill because it's different. It's
it definitely like steals the hearts of people. Like it's always like people love alternate win cons, which is like kind of what Mill is.
So what do you feel like Mill needs to be more consistent in this game in particular?
The problem with Mill?
Why is this a meme?
The problem with Mill is that milling your opponent does not kill them, right?
Right.
Like yes, in both games this time, milling my opponent did kill him, but like if he's at 6 and has to draw a card, he does not die. In pretty much every other game, alternate win condition, it kills them. So if they're able to stay afloat, I can do all this cool stuff and make them like mill a bunch of cards and draw extra cards, and then if they go from like 10 to 5, you're like, oh shit, So
like also a lot of decks right now are running Shuffle Goblin, which Scorpion can't really stop Shuffle Goblin. So like one Shuffle Goblin just literally kills the mill archetype.
So like, and that's unfortunately the thing is like you have to save assassinations in the late game for Shuffle Goblins, because you will lose on the spot, obviously, if they resolve one. And the fact that it's a neutral card doesn't help, and it costs 1 and has its instant speed. So I was like, Wobbs is actually playing Seven Stings Keep just for a Fate Worse Than Death. So if he like can't get double Shuffle Goblin, is like one of the big reasons he said he's playing it. That's how like crazy it is. But I mean, City of the Open Hand can help fill in that gap so that they do actually die when you mill them. But that is like a whole nother fish to fry.
Right.
The way to make it more consistent, unfortunately, it's like a card pool thing. And like I was saying before, is that this is classically in game design an archetype and a like rule that only has like an on-off switch, right? Like some things you can add things to the card pool and to make them like slowly better to get them, you know, from like a B tier, a C tier to a B tier, you know. But like mill will always only be F tier or S tier, right? Because you're going to print too many cards to the point where it hits this critical mass and like it's not interactable anymore. Like if I don't have to interact with my opponent, they just die, right?
Right, exactly.
These are things that have happened in other games, like especially Magic, where you print too many mill cards to the point where, or you push a mill card too hard, and the faction suddenly just turns on and goes from being unplayable garbage to unplayable like S tier. This is killing the game. So it's a very scary, hard line to walk.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, I guess we'll see what happens with future card releases. There's still plenty of cards left in this upcoming cycle that we haven't seen yet, so it's possible that we see some support for both these decks that we have played today. But yeah, that was a little sample of what these two decks can do and how a game between them would go. Do you guys have any shoutouts before we go ahead and close up?
Yeah, I got one shout out to Volabearable sitting in the chat, our homeboy from the old L5R podcast. Watched every episode and heard we were on and came over. So, love you, bro.
Yeah, shout out to everybody in New England. Again, shout out to Wobbs for helping me put the deck together because he's the mill god. Shout out to Team USA. We're going to win.
Yeah, absolutely. So, thank you guys for tuning in, and this video will be up on YouTube pretty soon, I guess, whenever I finish exporting it and stuff. So, thank you both, Mike and Eric, for coming on, and we'll see you guys soon.
No, thanks for having me, man. Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Take care.
All right.